What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, the Soul Proponent, back at you again. I want to address this idea that the soul is something that's sinful, and here is mankind's need to judge based on underlying premise that we need to control something, and the reason we need to control something is that because we don't feel good enough the way we are. When you look in the Bible and we see the fall of mankind and eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, this is what this points to, is our tendency to judge. So this idea that the soul is something sinful that needs to be controlled, that we need to stay away from, we need to push it away, that is, again, the personality, and the personality is what separates us from God. This is the metaphor for Satan. This is, quote unquote, the devil, but this is not something that needs to be taken literally. This is a part of us that we tend to neglect. Again, this is another projection. The devil is not outside of us. The devil is the personality. This is the enemy, quote unquote, the adversary. When Jesus came to earth, he didn't have an arch nemesis. The arch nemesis were the people around him, society, and a culture. And we don't really see the devil and him battling at all. It's really, the battle is within. It's internal, it's within us. Fortunately, we don't have very much understanding of the enemy, and that's part of the problem. So when we shed our light of consciousness on this enemy, we begin to realize that this enemy is actually a part of us that wants to control, that doesn't feel good enough the way it is, and feels the need to compensate for its lack of self-worth. So what I want to say here is that, yes, it is true that we are sinful. The personality is not perfect. When we identify with this part of ourselves that we call this personality, our identity becomes stuck and fixated and attached on this idea that we're no good. And it's difficult to let go of that because we believe if we let go, we're going to feel even worse. We're going to turn into nothing. We're going to evaporate. We're going to go to hell. We're going to be judged. We're going to be damned. We're going to be condemned. And that's part of what the personality tends to run away from. Personality is a crazy identity. It's madness. It wants the conflict. It wants that because without it, what's going to be left? It feels like it's going to be nothing. The truth is that nothing is infinite and eternal peace, and it turns into eternal joy once we realize that we are one with all of infinity, all of creation, all of eternity. And that is the source of our true self-worth. There's no need to control. There's no need for judgment. There's no need for anything but to be one with what is, and God and the soul. It's John Dominique, the Soul Proponent. Peace.